Hi everyone, we're going to do 60 minutes Dynamic Vinyasa today, starting with some sun salutes after a little bit of a warm up, followed by some standing postures, a few back bends and inversions to finish. Let's get started. So come to all fours position. Start on your mat, start with your hands under your shoulders. Start with the fingers spread and press the knuckles down. We're going to do a little bit to warm up the wrists before we start. So just bring the shoulders forward and the shoulders backwards. Just start to mobilize your wrists nice and slow. Go forward and backwards a couple of times. And just see how your wrists feel to have a little bit of body weight through them. And then go right and left, side to side. Bring the weight to the right hand, the left hand. And just go slow. Just see how your hands, your fingers, your wrists, your elbows feel, all the joints, your shoulders. And make a big circle with the shoulders over the wrists. Go clockwise a few times. And then anti-clockwise, go the other way. Make a big circle. Make as big a circle as you can, as long as it's pain-free. So just try and work on the range of motion of your wrist. Workable, usable space in the wrist. And then stop in the middle. Turn the fingers to the back. Okay. You can stay with the knees down on the floor like this, so you can lift the knees up and come to a high plank. If you're in a high plank, push the center of the chest up towards the ceiling. If your knees on the floor, do the same thing. Push the center of the chest up towards the ceiling so you protract the scapula. Press the heels to the back if your knees are up. Lengthen the tailbone down a bit so you're not arching the lower spine. Pull in the abdominal wall. One more breath through the nose. Good, then put your knees down on the floor. Turn the fingers to point forwards. I'm going to do cat-cow, just a little bit spine warm-up. Inhale, lift the chest up, arch the spine. Push the tailbone back and up. And exhale, round the spine. Tuck the chin to your chest, tuck the stomach in, push your hips forward and look at your belly button. Inhale through the nose, pull the shoulders down, push the tailbone back and up, arch the spine, chest up. Exhale, round the spine, stomach in, chin in, tuck the pelvis and push your hips forward. Inhale slowly through the nose. Try and link the breath and the movement together. Arch the spine, look up through the eyebrows. Exhale, round the spine. Stomach in, chin in, push your hips forward. Suck the stomach muscles in and up. Inhale through the nose. Two more like this. Nice and slow. Pull the shoulders down. Lift the chest up. Look up through the eyebrows. Exhale through the nose. Empty the lungs. Chin in. Stomach in. Push your hips forward. One more inhale. And exhale through the nose. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine position. Curl the toes. Push your hips back and up to downward facing dog. So you make your body look like an upside and letter V shape, more or less. Inhale, come forward to a plank, so the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, bend the knees, chest, chin on the floor. So you have 8 points in contact. Inhale, slide forward into a Cobra pose. Hips down, elbows in, pull the shoulders down the back. And then exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. Sit on the heels. Drop your head down. Come down to a child's pose. And take a breath through the nose. And then come back to all fours position. And from all fours position, I want you to lift your right leg up in the air, extend the leg to the back, and then stretch your left arm forward to the front. So balancing your right hand, left leg, left knee, left foot. You can press the toes of the left foot down to help support you. Extend the leg, pull in the abdominal wall, make sure you're not overly arching the spine. So again, push up through the center of the chest. So you protract the scapula, extend the leg. One more breath through the nose. You want to bend the right knee, use your left hand to grab the right foot. And then kick the foot back and up. And just do a little hip stretch and shoulder stretch. Keep the chin up. Extend the leg. And extend the hip at the same time. So try and lift the knee up in the air a little bit higher. Good. One more breath through the nose. And then bring the knee back down. Bring the hand back down. So you come back to all fours position. And stretch your left leg back behind you. And then stretch your right arm forward. So do the same other side. Extend the arm and the leg. Stretch the toes to the back. So you can point the toes, you can flex the foot, doesn't matter which, but try and keep the back leg fully extended, the thigh muscle contracted. Stretch the arm forward. You can turn the palm in to face the center, so you external rotate the shoulder. One more breath. Now bend the left knee. Use your right hand to grab the left foot. Hold it from the inside, and then kick your leg back and up. Okay, just go gently to start. Doesn't have to be a crazy big back bend. Just stretch your shoulder and extend the hip. Flex the toes or point the toes. Again, either, it doesn't matter. Just try and extend the leg more. Extend the hip more. One more breath. Good. Put your left knee down on the floor. Put the right hand down. Come back to all fours position, curl the toes. Push your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to a plank. Exhale, bend the knees, chest, chin on the floor. Inhale, so forward, Cobra pose. Good, exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels, sit on the heels. Drop the head down. Again, come to a child's pose. Drop the head down, walk your hands forward. Stay on the fingertips, so walk the fingertips forward and just stretch the shoulders. You can keep the palms up in the air, and that will help to create a little bit of space to be able to push the shoulders down. Stretch underneath the armpits. Lengthen the spine forward. Keep the hips and the heels close together. Good, and then come back up, put the palms flat down. Curl the toes, push your hips back and up, downward facing dog. And step your right foot behind the right hand. Step your left foot behind the left hand so the feet about hip width and parallel. And then bend the knees and step on your hands so the palm of the hand goes underneath the sole of the foot. Toes go up to your wrist. Bend the knees to get the body and the legs. Stomach on the thighs. Drop the head down. Roll the weight forward to the toes. Pull on the feet to stretch your spine down. Then slowly start to push your knees back to straighten the legs. But keep pulling on the feet and make sure the body stays on the legs so you start to stretch the spine down. Release the feet. Hang over the legs. Keep the knees bent. Keep the knees soft. And then roll up the spine. One vertebra at a time. Stack the joints on the way up. Head up last of all. Okay, and then start at the top of your mat. Start the feet together. Start the toes and heels touching side by side. Bring the hands in front of the chest in a prayer position. And then close your eyes just for a moment, just before you start. Close your eyes and find your feet. Land on your feet. Bring all your attention, bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. And even up the pressure through the soles of the feet. Your feet are pressure pads, and try and even up from front to back, from side to side. And before you start, set an intention for your practice. Make it a dedication. Think of someone you love, or think of someone who needs your love right now, and dedicate your practice to them. So you think all the effort you put in, all the hard work, think of it's for the benefit of somebody else. You're not doing it just for you. Hold that person in your mind. We're going to start with one Om. Take a deep breath. Om. Open the eyes with the prayer high above your head. Look at the thumbs and arch the spine back. Exhale, do a forward bend, bring the body over the legs. Hands either side of the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step your right leg back. Put the right knee down on the floor. Inhale, bring the arms up. Arch the spine, do a low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands either side of your left foot. Inhale, step your left leg back to a plank. Exhale, bend the knees, chest, chin on the floor. Inhale, so forward, Cobra pose. Exhale, curl the toes, push your hips back and up. Come to downward facing dog. And then stand downward dog and breathe through the nose for 1. And out through the nose for 1. Inhale for 2. And you exhale for 2. Breathe a slow breath through the nose for 3. Exhale for 3. Keep the eyes open for 4. Exhale for 4. One more breath through the nose is 5. Exhale, 5. Inhale, look up and step. Right foot forward, big step in between the hands. Exhale, put your left knee down on the floor. Inhale, bring the arms up, arch the spine, do a low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands either side of your right foot. Inhale, step your left foot forward, 2 feet together. Exhale, do a forward bend, bring the body over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, switch your arms up. Look at the thumbs and arch the spine. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the chest in a prayer position. Do that again. Inhale, bring the arms up. Surya Namaskar. Extend the hips. Look at the thumbs. Exhale, forward bend. Bring the body over the legs. Hands either side of the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Step your left leg back. Put the left knee down on the floor. Inhale, bring the arms up. Arch the spine. Low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands either side of your right foot. Inhale, step your right leg back to a plank. Exhale, bend the knees, chest, chin on the floor. Inhale, so forward, Cobra pose. Exhale, curl the toes. Push your hips back and up. Downward facing dog. And then stand downward dog 5 breaths and start to concentrate. Start to concentrate. And one of the best ways of concentrating is to focus your attention. And to do that, you can keep your eyes still. Find a single point of focus and hold your attention on that one point. Look on your mat in between your feet, makes quite, we call it a drishti. A drishti is a focus point or a gaze point, and you can always come back to that same point when we do down dog. And we do quite a few down dogs, especially at the beginning. Inhale, look up and step left foot forward, big step in between the hands. Exhale, put the right knee on the floor. Inhale, bring the arms up, arch the spine, low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands either side of your left foot. Inhale, step your right foot forward, your feet together. Exhale, do a forward, bending the body over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your arms up. Arch the spine. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the chest in a prayer position. Now bring the arms up, look at your thumbs. Exhale, hands to the floor either side of the feet, do a forward bend. Now lengthen the spine, step your right leg back, step your left leg back, come to a plank. Put your knees down. Now make sure you're not sticking your hips up in the air. So tuck the pelvis a bit. We're going to do a knees down Chaturanga. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bend the elbows halfway. You're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Make sure you don't go too low if you find it hard. You can stay always higher up. If you find it quite easy, shift the weight forward, bend the elbows more. 1 more breath through the nose. And then lie flat in your stomach. Inhale, lift your chest up, come up to a Cobra. Hold a Cobra for 3 breaths. Keep the hips on the floor, but pull the elbows in, the shoulders down, the chest up and the chin up, and look up through your eyebrows. Exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. Sit on the heels. Come to a child's pose. And take a breath through the nose and out through the nose. Then come back to all fours position. Curl the toes. Push your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend, bring the body over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your arms up. Look at the thumbs, and then exhale, come all the way down, bring the hands to the floor either side of the feet, do a forward bend. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back to Chaturanga Dandasana. You can have the knees down if you like. Inhale, upward facing dog or Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then stay in downward dog, 5 breaths. So I always like to practice the knees down version of Chaturanga or teach it, because it's a good way of doing everything you're doing in a Chaturanga but making it a bit easier. So in other words, your nervous system gets to understand the movement, and when you repeat it a lot, again and again, you want the movement to be as efficient as possible. And if you find it difficult, you can always keep the knees on the floor when we do the rest of the sun salutes. So if you find gravity's taking over when you go from plank to low plank or when you jump back, put your knees down so you can control the movement better. Last breath through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your arms up. Urdhvadanrasana, look at the thumbs. Exhale, come all the way down, bring the hands to the floor either side of the feet. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then breathe in downward dog and stay still for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale through the nose for 2. Exhale for 2. Keep breathing where you are for 3. Exhale for 3. So slow breath through the nose for 4. Exhale for 4. 1 more breath through the nose is 5. Exhale. 5. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your arms up. 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, come all the way down, bring the hands to the floor either side of the feet, do a forward bend. Now look up and step or jump the legs back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then breathe in downward dog. 5 breaths. The breath we use is called Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama, and it's through the nose. When you do Ujjayi breathing, you try and drag the air through the back of the throat. So you try and slightly constrict the muscles in the throat and makes a soft sound as you inhale and exhale. If you're not really sure what Ujjayi breathing is, or you don't like to do it, or whatever the reason you're not doing it, that's fine. Just breathe normally by the nose and pay attention to how you're breathing. Try and make the breath even and regular. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your arms up. And exhale, come all the way down, bring the hands to the floor either side of the feet, do a forward bend. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Now from downward dog, and do a little bit of jumping. If you don't do any jumping, you can just stay in downward dog for another 5 breaths. Otherwise, you're going to bend both knees and hop both knees off the floor at the same time. And then land soft. And do it 5 times. Do a little hop, push of the shoulders. 4 more times. Land soft. Push of the shoulders. 3. Land soft. Good, 2. Land soft. The last one, push with the shoulders. And soft, and then look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees and make a chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor for Uttanasana, Salubina. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot, step forward, a big step, come to warrior one on the right side. Bend the right knee, stretch your arms up. Look at the thumbs, and then exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step the right leg back. Bend the elbows, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot, step forward, warrior one on the left side. One breath up, stretch your arms up. And exhale, one breath down, bring the left leg back. Bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale is downward facing dog. And then make sure you breathe. And stay still. And that's the hard part quite often, is to stay still in the posture. In between, when you do the movement, you try and link the breath to the movement. So it's breath movement. That's what we think of Vinyasa is. The Vinyasa means something a bit more general, to place something in a deliberate way. Doing everything you do here deliberately. At least try and make it deliberate. The movement and the breathing and the focus. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees, make a chair, do Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor for Uttanasana. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot, step forward, big step, warrior one right side, and breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Look at the thumbs. And exhale all the way down, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out to a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot, step forward, warrior one left side, one breath up, stretch your arms up, look at the thumbs. Exhale, one breath down, bring the left leg back, and bend the elbows. Inhale is upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then breathe in, downward dog 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale through the nose for 2. Exhale for 2. Keep breathing through the nose for 3. Like a breathing exercise, 3. Inhale where you are for 4. Exhale for 4. One more breath through the nose is 5. Exhale. 5. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, forward bend. Do one more. Inhale, bend the knees, make a chair. Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor for Uttanasana. Inhale, look up and step or jump the legs back. Low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Any variations is fine. Inhale, upward facing dog or Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot, step forward, warrior one right side, bend the right knee. Push your left hip forward, stretch your arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step the right leg back. Do Vinyasa Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot, step forward to warrior one on the left side. One breath up, stretch your arms up, push the right hip forward. Exhale, one breath down. Low level plank, bend the elbows. Inhale. Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. And then breathe in, downward dog. And concentrate. Concentrate your attention. Concentrate on how you're breathing. Concentrate on what you're doing with your body. Because when you do this a lot, when you do it again and again, you get pretty good at doing it without having to concentrate. So it requires a little bit of extra effort to pay attention. Last breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees, make a chair, Utkatasana. And then stay in a chair. Sit the hips down. Stretch the arms up. Sit the hips down a bit lower. That's it. Bend the knees. Stretch the arms up straight. Lean the way back to the heels. Squeeze the legs together and the thighs together. Pull in the abdominal wall. One more breath through the nose. Now bring the hands in front of the chest in a prayer position and twist to the right. Left up on the outside of the right. And you turn the chest. Look over your right shoulder. Create a twist. If you've got a good twister, you can split your arms apart. Left hand down and right arm up. Look up at your right hand. Otherwise, keep the palms together is fine. In a prayer position. Squeeze the legs together. Squeezing the thighs in. Turn the chest. Good. 4. Last breath through the nose. 5. Bring the palms back together. Stretch your arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, twist to the left. Right up on the outside of the left knee. Turn the chest. Look over your left shoulder. Again, create a twist, and you can always split the arms or keep the palms together. If you find your twist becomes less effective, just keep the palms together. Sit the hips back. Keep the weight back in the heels. And then look over your shoulder. Look up at your left hand or look up towards the ceiling. One more breath through the nose. Then bring your palms back together. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Open the feet about shoulders width. Sit the hips down. Come down to a little squat. We're going to do crow pose. So put your hands on the floor, shoulders width apart. Come onto the tiptoes. Put the knees in the back of the arms. Bend the elbows, lean forward. So you feel the weight on your hands. Now if you can't lift the feet up, it's fine. You stay here. 5 breaths. Or lift one foot up and hold it. If you can lift both feet, hold it. Good. Lift the heels up towards the hips. Pull the knees up towards the shoulders. One more breath. And then step or jump the legs back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot step forward, big step, come to warrior one on the right side. Look at the thumbs. And exhale, open the arms up, warrior 2. Right side. Good, look at your right hand. And stretch the arms apart. And breathe, extend and expand the body with the breath. As you inhale, you expand. And as you exhale, you extend your awareness throughout the whole body. One more breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Turn your right palm up to face the ceiling. Bring the left arm behind the back. Grab the inner thigh. Lift the right arm all the way up. Stretch the right side of the body. Lift the right heel up off the floor. Come onto the tiptoes. The right foot. Keep sitting the hips down. And stretch the arm up. So you do a side bend. Do a side warrior. Good 3. Sit the hips down. Keep the back leg straight. 2. Last breath through the nose. 1. Inhale, come up to warrior 2. Exhale, bring your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. And inhale, straighten the right leg. And take a backward bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, bend the right knee, come forward. Bring the right shoulder down inside the right calf muscle. Drop your head down. Bring the arms forward. Bring the shoulders forward. That's it. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And drop the head down. Relax the neck so the whole spine starts to stretch down. Good. One more breath through the nose. Good, everybody. Inhale, come all the way up to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg. Now stretch your right arm forward. Lengthen the right side. Bring the right hand inside right ankle. Left arm up. Look up towards your left hand. Come to Trikonasana. Keep a straight line through the wrists and the shoulders. And keep breathing. Just turn your right foot to the right a little bit. This front foot, turn it to the right just a touch. Yeah, that's it. And keep the breath going through the nose. Good. 2. Last breath where you are. 1. Inhale, come up. Arms and legs straight. Exhale, bend the right knee. Bring your right shoulder outside of the right leg and bring your right hand on the floor outside of your right foot. You can put that hand on a block or a brick. Then stretch your left arm forward towards the front. And do a side angle. Lengthen the left side of the body. Push the knee and the arm together. Turn the chest to the left. So turn the chest up towards the ceiling. That's it. Keep long stretch down the left-hand side of the body. So the higher up you stand, this one is going to be a bit more comfortable for your hip. On the right side. One more breath through the nose. Bring your left hand down underneath the left shoulder. Lift the left heel up off the floor and then stretch your right arm up. And do a twist. Look up at your right hand. Turn the chest and come to Paravita Chandrasana, a variation of a lunge with a twist. A twisted side angle for 3. Turn the chest. Look at the right hand. 4. Last breath through the nose. 5. Now, easiest way out of this is you step your right leg back to side plank. If you want to do a little harder variation, you use your first 2 fingers, grab the right big toe and lift your right leg up and come to a variation of a side plank and hold it. You could push up through the side of the waist and look up at your right hand. Push your hips up. Wherever you are. 4. Push the hips up. 5. Release the foot. Bring your right hand down. Come to a plank. Do Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot, step forward, big step in between the hands, come to warrior 1 on the left side, look at the thumbs. And then exhale, open the arms at warrior 2. Left side. Look at your left hand. And stretch your arms apart. Sit the hips down. So you bring the left thigh as parallel to the floor eventually. Keep the back leg straight. And stretch your arms apart. Stretch the shoulders apart. One more breath. And out through the nose. Turn the left palm up. Bring the right arm behind the back. Grab the inner thigh. If you can reach it, lift the left arm up. Lift the left heel up off the floor, if you did that last time. And then stretch the left side of the body. Sit the hips down. Lift the heel up. Press the back foot flat on the floor. And lengthen left side of the body. Look up at your left hand. Use that as the focus point, the drishti. One more breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Exhale, bring your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Squeeze the shoulder blades, take a backward bend. Exhale, bend the left knee, come forward. Left shoulder goes down into the left calf muscle for one. Drop the head down. Relax the neck down. Two, bring the arms forward. Keep breathing by the nose. Three, keep the back leg straight. Four, last breath through the nose. Five, inhale, come all the way up to warrior two. Now straighten your left leg. Stretch your left arm forward. Do a triangle. Bring the left hand inside left ankle. Right arm up. And then look up towards your right hand. Don't have to get the hand super low down. Get it to somewhere that feels comfortable. With the left leg, left hip. And then turn the chest up towards the ceiling. I think this is a hip movement. You bring the body close to the left leg and then try and rotate off the left hip for four. One more breath through the nose. Five, inhale, come up, arms and legs straight. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring your left hand on the floor, outside left foot. Again, use a block or a brick underneath the left hand. If you need to, stretch your right arm forward towards the front. So you lengthen the right side of the body. And of course, it's tempting to think, well, I can reach the floor, so why not? Try it with a block sometimes if you always reach your hand on the floor. And notice the difference. Turn the chest to the right. Get the back leg straight. Push your knee and your arm together. So you try and pull your left hip back a little bit as you turn the chest. And lengthen right side of the body. One more breath. Good. Exhale, bring your right hand down underneath the right shoulder. Lift the right heel up off the floor and then stretch your left arm up. Look up towards your left hand. And do a twist. Paravita Chandrasana for one. Good. Exhale for one. Twist and rotate the spine. Two. Exhale for two. Look at the left hand. Keep breathing by the nose. Three. Exhale for three. Back leg stays straight. Four. Exhale for last breath through the nose is five. Good. Exhale. Step your left foot back or grab your left big toe and lift your left leg up. And come to side plank. And do whichever variation you're doing a side plank. Push up through the side of the waist. Good. That's it. And then look up. Turn the head for three. Extend the side of the body. Four. Last breath through the nose. Five. Release the foot. Bring the left hand down. So you're back in a plank. Do Vinyasa Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now step your right foot forward. Big step outside of your right hand. Put your left knee on the floor. Bring your forearms down. If the forearms reach, you can do lizard pose. If the forearms don't reach, just stay on your hands. Bend your left knee. Use your right hand to grab the left foot. And pull your foot to your hip. And turn the chest to the right a bit. So you do a little bit of a twist with it. And just stretch your left quad. Stretch the front of your left hip as well. The hip flexor. And then turn the chest to the right. Keep breathing. Nice and slow. Slow breathing is the key. In fact, some of the biggest benefit you get from yoga practice is just from slow breathing. So pull the foot in and breathe last breath through the nose. Good. Exhale, release the foot to the floor. Then bring the arms out in front in a prayer position. Bring the arms over the head, lift the chest up. When to push the hips forward and arch the spine. And as you exhale, bring the arms back, flex the right foot and stretch the crown of the head to the big toe. And then put the foot down, lift the arms up, arch the spine. Push the hips forward. Exhale, bring the arms back. Flex the right foot. Crown of the head to the big toe. Do it again. Put the foot down, lift the arms up. Arch the spine. Exhale, bring the hips back. Flex the right foot. Stretch your spine forward. And then put the foot down, lift the arms up. Arch the spine. And as you exhale, open the arms out wide. And touch the thumb, the next finger together. Drop the head back. Unless the neck doesn't like, you can always have the neck more neutral. Okay, don't overdo the neck movements. Push your chest up instead. So you try and extend the thoracic spine behind the rib cage, behind the shoulder blades. You push up. One more breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, come up. Bring the hands either side of your right foot. And then straighten your back leg. Put your back foot flat on the floor. Make sure your feet are about 2/3 of a step apart. Heels in one line. Back foot 45-degree angle. Try and straighten your front leg. If you can't get the front leg straight, that's okay. Put your hands on a block. Stay a bit higher up so you can get the front leg straight. Contract the front thigh, stretch your spine forward. Notice how when you stretch the spine forward, you feel more stretch in the back of the leg and the hips. And that's what you're trying to do, get the spine to lengthen here. So we call it Paravita, an intense side stretch. You're stretching the sides of the body. That's the focus. Last breath through the nose. Exhale, put your hands on your hips and come up halfway. So spine's parallel to the floor. And bring your left hand outside of the right foot. I recommend putting the hand on a block and stretch your right arm up. Turn the chest. So if you got your hand on the block again, you'll be able to twist the spine more easily. And that's what we're after, is getting the spine to twist, not getting your hand on the floor. That's not so important. Over time, you might find the hand does reach the floor. That's okay. Press the back heel down. Contract the back thigh. Find Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is the root lock. It's in the pelvic floor. And then twist the spine from the root to the crown. Look up at your right hand. Last breath through the nose. Go look down at your left hand. Bring your left hand forward to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Lean the weight to your right foot. Lift your left leg up. And maintain the twist. Turn the chest. Look up at your right hand. Extend the back leg. Point the toes to the back for 3. Keep lifting the leg up and turn the chest to the right. 4. Last breath. 5. Bring both hands down on the floor. And then lift your left leg up. And you be in standing splits. Point the toes up. Stretch your spine. Now you can stay in standing splits 5 breaths. If you like to practice handstand, you can do little hops of your right foot. You can do a big hop. Try and join the legs together. Come to a handstand. Push up through the shoulders. Keep lifting the leg up high in the air. Point the toes up towards the ceiling if you're doing standing splits. Breathe goodly. 1 more breath through the nose. Then bring the leg back down and step or jump the legs back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Step your left foot forward. Big step outside of your left hand. Put the right knee on the floor. And again, bring your forearms down if you did that before. If they don't reach, stay on your hands. Bend the right knee. Use your left hand to grab the right foot. Put your foot to your hip. Turn the chest to the left. Don't worry about how far you go into the depth of the posture. Range of motion is only one aspect of it. And it will change over time, range of motion. Sometimes it'll seem to improve, sometimes it'll seem to get less good. And the point is you keep trying it regardless. Regardless of the result, you keep putting your effort in. And that's really the nature of practice. Last breath through the nose. And then release the foot to the floor. Bring the arms out in front of you in a prayer position. Bring the arms over the head. Arch the spine. Push the hips forward so you extend the hip. And then exhale, bring the hips back. Flex the hips, stretch your spine forward over your left leg. Inhale, put the foot down, lift the arms up. Push the hips forward. Exhale, bring the arms back. Flex the hip, stretch the spine forward. Inhale, put the foot down, lift the arms up. Arch the spine. Extend the hip. Exhale, bring the arms back. Flex the left foot. Crown of the head to the big toe. Then put the foot down, lift the arms up. And arch the spine. Then we do the second variation of Anjaneyasana. Open the arms out wide. Touch the thumb, the next finger. Do Chin Mudra, which is a seal. A mudra is a seal for the prana, for the breath in the body. Push the hips forward and stretch the arms wide apart. Extend the right hip. Good. 3. Lift the chest up. 2. Last breath through the nose. 1. Inhale, come up. Put the hands either side of your left foot. And then straighten your back leg. Put the back foot flat on the floor. So you come to Paravita. Heels in one line. Straighten the front leg and walk the hands forward. Chin to the shin. If you can't get the legs straight, again, put your hands on a block. Stay higher up. And stretch the spine forward. And breathe through the nose. Good. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the big toe and keep breathing slowly. Remember, it's a breathing exercise. Good. 2. Last breath through the nose. 1. Put your hands on your hips. Come up halfway. Then bring your right hand outside of left foot. Again, you can put your hand on a block. Stretch your left arm up. Turn the chest. And look up at your left hand. Again, press the back heel down. Find your feet. Always you're trying to find your feet in these standing postures. So feel the weight pressed evenly through both feet and twist the body left side. Turn the chest. Whole spine twisting. Last breath through the nose. Look down at your right hand. Bring the right hand forward. Top right hand corner of the mat. You can bend the left knee and then lift your right leg up. And then straighten the left leg. So you're doing Paravita Chandrasana. It's a revolved half moon. You try and turn the chest towards the left. But keep lifting the leg up. To do that, turn the right hip down a bit. Internal rotate it. And you find the chest turns more easily. Keep lifting the leg up. Good. Last breath through the nose. Bring both hands down on the floor and lift your right leg up high as you can. Standing splits. Point the toes up. Stretch your spine down. And stay here in standing splits. 5 breaths. So if you want to do handstand, you can do handstand. If you're not doing handstand, you can grab your ankle or grab the back of the heel without stepping on the fingers and try and lift the leg up higher to standing splits. That's it. Good. Stretch your spine and drawing the body and the leg closer together without turning the hip out so much. So turn the hip down a bit. Lift the leg a bit higher. Good. Last breath. Bring the leg back down and then step or jump the legs back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Do Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now look up and step or jump the feet forward in between the hands. Exhale, do a forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees, make a chair, Urdhvadanrasana. Straighten the legs. Bring the arms down by your side. Okay, turn to the right. Take a big step out. Bring the arms out. Okay, we're going to do a wide angle stretch. Turn the toes in, so the toes point forward. Exhale, put your hands on your hips. Inhale, take a backward bend, extend the hips. Exhale, come forward, bring the body down. And then put your hands on the floor. Paravita Chandrasana. Put the hands in between the heels so the shoulders width apart. Inhale, stretch your spine forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the crown of the head to the floor. Now if your head touches the floor, you like to practice, you can come up headstand. If you don't like to practice headstand, that's okay. Just try and straighten the legs. If your head doesn't reach the floor, just try and straighten the legs and stretch your spine at the same time. So contract the quads. Roll the weight forward to the toes. Lift the shoulders up. Stretch the spine down. Then pull in the abdominal wall. And breathe for 2. Hold it. Last breath through the nose. 1. Inhale, look up. Exhale the legs down first. That's it. Exhale, put your hands on your hips. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Take a backward bend. And then exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms out straight. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back into reverse prayer position. Inhale, take a backward bend. And exhale, come forward. Now, if you can't do this reverse namaskar with the hands in a prayer position, you can grab the elbows like this. It's the same kind of effect on the shoulders. If your hands in a prayer position, you try and bring them closer and closer towards the hairline. So down the back or up the back towards the neck. And then try and bring the base of the palms together. So you get as close as you can. If that hurts your wrists or your elbows, don't overdo it. Just grab your elbows instead. It's fine. If your joints feel they're taking too much pressure in the posture, don't overdo it. Roll the weight forward. Contract the thighs. Stretch your spine down. Last breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, come all the way up. Take a backward bend. And then exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms out straight. Good. Exhale, put your hands on your hips. Inhale, again, extend the hips. Take a backward bend. And exhale, come forward, bring the body down. This time, grab your ankles. Grab your Achilles tendon, both hands. Inhale, stretch your spine forward. Exhale, pull the body right through the legs. Do a third variation. Pull the body right through the legs. So you can use your arms now to pull and try and bring the body in between the legs. So you flex the hip as much as you can in this forward bend position. With the legs wide apart, it's possible to bring the body and the legs quite close together. Stretch your spine down, or at least in the same plane. Stretch the body down for 4. Hold it. Last breath. 5. Put your hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Take a backward bend. Then bring the feet back together. Come to the top of the mat. And start with the feet about hip width. Okay? So they're not quite back together. Feet hip width. And exhale, come forward. And this time grab your big toes. First 2 fingers hooked on the big toes. We're going to do another forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, pull the spine down. So do a Paravita, big toe pose. If you find the hamstrings feel super, tight, bend the knees a bit, take the pressure off. Roll the weight forward to the toes. So you squash your fingers with the big toes. And then if your legs are straight, you can start to try and straighten them, but keep pulling to stretch the spine down. That's it. Good. Roll the weight forward and squash your fingers with the big toes. Lift the shoulders up. Stretch the spine down. Contract the quads if the legs are straight. 1 more breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Good. Inhale, look up. And then put your hands on the floor and bend the knees. Come down to a little squat. Come down to a little squat. If you need to open your feet wider, that's okay. Open the feet wider. Okay. Come down to a squat. We're going to do another go at crow pose. Okay. So we're going to try crow again. And if you want to try a variation, you can try head on the floor crow. up to headstand, back down, and then lift the head up again into crow. If you don't want to do that, it's fine, just do crow, or if you don't want to do anything, just do this, squat. Okay, so let's try it. Start the hands on the floor, shoulders width apart. Come onto the tiptoes, knees go in the back of the arms, bend the elbows, lean forward. Now if you're trying head on the floor, you've got to be very slow and careful so you don't crash your head down. Bend the elbows more and more. Bring the head down slowly, and then inhale, extend the legs to headstand. Exhale, bring the knees back down to your arms. Inhale, lift the head back up, and hold crow. 2 more breaths. Pull the knees up towards your armpits. Last breath through the nose. From crow, you jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Have a lily. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. All right. Then inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bend the knees, chest, chin on the floor. Inhale, so forward, Cobra. Then lift your legs up, lift your hands up, come to a locust. Let's do some back bending. Like I said, we're going to do it at the beginning. Get the legs up, get the chest up, and come to locust. Good, so extend the spine, pull the shoulders down, extend the legs. Try and lift the legs up, look up through the eyebrows. Good, just do a little back bend to strengthen the spine. Whenever you're lifting the body off the floor, this works to strengthen the back muscles. 1 more breath. Good, exhale, come all the way down. Shake your hips out side to side. Then bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Get a good grip and lift everything up. Arms, chest, head, legs. Everything up off the floor at the same time. Do a second variation of a locust. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the legs up and the chin up. Look up through the eyebrows. Lift the arms up. Good, lift the legs up. Good, 4. Hold it. Last breath. 5. Exhale, come all the way down. Again, shake the hips out side to side. Now bend the knees. I want to grab the feet from the inside. Grab the feet from the inside. That's it. Make sure you're not twisting the shoulder, so you're not having the elbow pointing outwards. Make sure the elbow points inwards. Hold the feet from the inside and then kick your legs back and up. And do Dandasana. You can flex the feet and then try and kick the heels up to the ceiling. And look up. Good, 3. Through the nose and out through the nose. 4. Last breath. 5. Exhale, come all the way down. And then shake the hips out side to side. Now bring your knees and your feet together. Okay, I want you to try and keep the legs together. Bend the knees. Grab the feet from the outside. The hard part of this variation of bow is to keep the legs together, okay? So that's the focus. Try and squeeze the thighs together. Take a breath. And then kick your chest up off the floor. Don't worry about how high the knees go. If you open the knees and lift the legs up high, better just bring them back down and in. So just try it with the knees together. Go less high. 3. Kick the legs back and up. 2. Last breath. 1. Exhale, come all the way down. Again, shake the hips out side to side. Good, bring your hands under your shoulders, close to your chest. Then bring the legs together, bring the feet together. We're going to do a Cobra with the legs together, just a little Cobra. So squeeze the legs tight together like we just did. Take a breath and lift your chest up off the floor. Come up halfway. So only the belly button's touching. Make sure you're not shrugging the shoulders up. Pull the elbows down. Pull the shoulders down. Lift the chest up. Look up through the eyebrows. Extend the legs. Feet on the floor. 1 more breath. And then exhale, come all the way down. Shake your hips out. And this time open the legs, open the feet. So the feet about, shoulder width or a little bit narrower than shoulder width. Take a breath and then lift your chest up off the floor. We're going to do second version. You can come up halfway and then push with your arms a bit. This is more like a full Cobra. Make sure when you do that, you're not shrugging the shoulders up like this. So pull the elbows down and back. Like you're trying to pull the elbows towards your hips. Pull the shoulders down. Lift the chin up. And then if your neck feels good, you can drop the head back. Make it a full back bend. And then bend your knees. Bring your feet in, to wherever they reach. Maybe towards the head, maybe not. Doesn't matter how far you get. Last breath. And come back down. Good. Shake your hips out side to side. And then bring your forearms forward. And do a little Cobra. Last one in the sequence. Make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders. It's the same action as with all the Cobra kind of back bends. Make sure you're not shrugging the shoulders up. Pull them down and back. So the shoulder blade is going to move down the back and the chest lifts up and forward. Good. One more breath through the nose. Now curl the toes. Okay. Going to round the back. Lift the hips up and the knees up. Come to a forearm plank. Now walk the feet in towards your elbows. Come to a forearm dog. And then lift your right leg up in the air and do a three-legged forearm dog. And hold that for 5 breaths. Or you can lift your left off the floor as well. And do a forearm balance. Point the toes up. And push through the shoulders. Keep lifting the leg up as high as you can in the air. One more breath through the nose. And then bring your right leg down. Bring your left leg up. Point the toes up. Now if you want to try forearm balance, one way of trying is just to do little hops. And as you hop, you feel your shoulders come forward. And as you do that, push your shoulders back. So try and push your shoulders back in space as you hop. And you'll find that you hover a bit in the air, maybe for a half a breath kind of thing. That's a good way of generating a bit of strength. Keep lifting the leg up. Good. 2. 1. Bring your left leg down. Bring your knees down. Bring your hips on your heels. Put your forehead down. Come to a child's pose. Take a breath through the nose. Good, then come back to all fours position. And stand up on your knees. Open your knees and your toes about 6 inches apart. Camel pose. Put your hands on your hips. Thumbs point out, fingers point down towards the floor. Take a breath. Push your hips forward and drop your head back. Go back halfway. Now bring your right hand down to grab the right heel. Left hand to grab the left heel. Thumbs outside, fingers inside. If you can't reach the heels, curl the toes underneath so the heel's a bit higher. Or keep the hands on the back. Push your hips forward towards the front. Deep breath, eyes open, the stomach, the thighs, the legs, the hips, everything push forward. Lift the chest up. Expand the rib cage and the lungs. Drop the head back. Good. 2. One more breath through the nose. 1. Put your hands back on the hips. Come all the way back up. And then put your hands on the floor. And walk your hands forward. Okay, try and keep the hips above the knees. And then bring your hands as far forward as you can to bring your head to the floor. Okay, if your head reaches the floor easily, bring your chin to the floor. If your chin reaches the floor easily, bring your chest to the floor. So you try and arch the spine and really you work into the upper back, the middle back. Usually the most, or the stiffest part of the spine, the least flexible part of the spine. So push the tailbone back and up, push the chest down and forward. Good, come back up. Come back to all fours position. Curl the toes, push your hips back and up, downward facing dog. And then bend the knees, look forward between your hands and jump the feet right through your hands. Till you're sitting on the floor. Don't kick your iPad. With your legs out straight, flex your feet. Put the hands on the floor by your hips. Palms, then get the spine up. Come to Dandasana, just reset for a second. Reset your attention. So concentrate on a single point straight ahead. Last breath through the nose. Good, inhale, bring your arms over your head. Then grab the big toes. First 2 fingers hooked around the big toes. Inhale, stretch your spine up. Exhale, pull the body forward over the legs. Flex your toes back. Come to Paschimottanasana. You can always bend the knees if you need to here. Get the spine up. It's always worthwhile, if you're practicing online, it's worthwhile to do these classes a few times so that after 3 or 4 times you don't need to look at the screen at all to know what to do. Because you listen to the instruction, you've done it before, it all makes sense to you. That way you get less distraction. Because if you're always looking at the screen to see what's going on, you'll find your attention is always being diverted. And this the base unit of concentration is attention, where you focus your attention. Last breath through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale, look up. Now grab the edges of the feet, grab the sides of the feet. Inhale, stretch your spine up. So pull the body forward over the legs and do a second variation. And yoga is concentration. That's one of the best definitions for yoga. The word, the idea is concentration. It's not very fashionable now. The most fashionable one right now is union. Yoga is union. Flex your toes back, stretch your spine forward. Squeeze the legs together, and if your knees are not straight, try and push the knees down and contract the thighs. Last breath. Good, then release the feet, point the toes forward, put the hands on the floor behind your hips so the fingers point towards the hips, and then push your hips up. Drop the head back, or if that's too much, you can have the knees bent and have the feet down flat, and push the hips up. Drop the head back. Good, squeeze the legs together. If the legs are together, push the hips up. Drop the head back. Good, 2. Hold it, last breath. 1. Exhale, bring the hips back down. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels close to your hips. Press the heels in. Use your elbows to push the thighs out to the sides. Tuck the chin to your chest and round down. Bring your forehead as close as you can to your toes. So tuck the chin in. Use your elbows to push the thighs out to the sides. And tuck the chin into the chest. That means you round the spine. Round the spine as much as you can. Keep the chin really tight. So you do the exact opposite from what we've been doing in the back bending. You try and flex the spine. Press the heels together. 1 more breath. Good, inhale, come back up. Now grab the big toes and stretch your legs up. And look up towards the ceiling. Okay, you can have the knees bent here, it's fine. If your legs don't go straight, have the knees bent, look up. Try and lift the chest up. Balance on your bum. Pull the shoulders down. Stretch the spine. Good, last breath through the nose. And then exhale, open the legs out wide. Trikonasana for 1. Chest up, look up. 2. Pull the shoulders down, spine up. 3. Keep breathing by the nose. 4. Last breath through the nose. 5. Bring the legs back together. Now bring the arms alongside the thighs. Come to Navasana. Come to a boat pose for 1. Get the chest up, spine up. 2. You can have the knees bent here if you need to. 3. You can even hold the thighs if you need to. 4. Get the chest up. 5. Then bend the knees. Put the feet down and roll onto your lower back. Keep the head off the floor. Keep the shoulders up. Bring the arms alongside the thighs and lift your feet up. And maybe in a kind of little boat. Now you can have the knees bent. If your lower back is arching, knees definitely got to stay bent. If you can straighten the legs, do that without arching the lower back. 5. Keep the chest up. 4. Extend the legs. 3. Keep breathing slowly. 2. By the nose and out through the nose. 1. Bend the knees. Put the feet down. Bring the head down. Bring the hands on the floor by your hips, palms down. And then push your hips up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And push your chest up towards your chin. Do a bridge. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. And hold it. 5 breaths. Now you can of course stay on a bridge longer if you like. If you don't want to do any more back bending, you stay like this, extending the hips. Otherwise, bring the hands under the shoulders. So the fingers point towards the shoulders, do a wheel. Push your hands on your feet and come up to Urdhvadanrasana. Push your chest forward. Drop the head down. Look for your feet. And if you can, you walk your hands into your feet and a bit closer towards each other. Extend the legs. Remember, keep breathing. Of course, you're going to keep breathing, but keep concentrating on breathing. So make it deliberate. Last breath. And then exhale, come all the way down. Bend your knees, hug your knees to your chest. Okay, stretch your legs up straight. So you're putting legs like an L shape. Put your hands on the floor by your hips, palms down. We're going to finish with an inversion. Finish with shoulder stand. If you don't want to do shoulder stand, you stay like this with the legs up. It's a good place to be for about 1.5 minutes. Otherwise, swing your legs over your head. So your feet go towards the floor beyond your head. Put your hands on your back. Put your hands on your rib cage on your back. Support your back with your hands and then stretch your legs up into shoulder stand. I'm not going to do shoulder stand because otherwise it's hard to speak. Put your hands on your back, on your rib cage. Push your elbows against the floor. Squeeze the legs together. Keep breathing. Keep breathing by the nose. And we're slow breathing. We're very used to the idea of, recommended daily allowance of nutrients, how much vitamin C you need in a day, how much iron you need to stay healthy. You can also think breathing is something that you need to have a recommended daily allowance of. You obviously breathe all day long, but you don't do slow, deliberate, even breaths all day long. It's important to have some space in the day to do that, and yoga gives you the best opportunity for that. It has a tremendous effect on the rest of your body and on your psychology. Exhale to halasana, bring the feet to the floor beyond your head. If the feet don't reach the floor, keep the hands on the back for support. Otherwise, you can interlace the fingers and stretch your arms straight and come to plow. Push your arms against the floor. Good, and then bend the knees, bring the knees to the ears. Do Kanapadasa, knees to ears pose. Again, can always keep the hands on the back for support. Good, bring your hands down flat, palms down, and then roll down the spine one vertebra at a time until the tailbone touches the floor. When your tailbone touches the floor, then you stretch your legs out straight. And when your legs out straight, you're going to come up to a fish to finish. So use your elbows to push against the floor, lift the chest up, and drop the head back. So you lightly touch the crown of the head to the floor. Point the toes forward, push your forearms. Push the chest up, expand the ribcage and the lungs, squeeze the legs together. And arch the spine back, look at the third eye point. Keep pointing the toes forward, pushing the chest up, hold it. One more breath. And then exhale, come all the way down, lie flat on your back. Open your arms, legs a little bit wider. And close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. Squeeze everything really tight. Scrunch up the fingers and the toes. Exhale through your mouth. Sigh the air out. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Squeeze everything really tight. Squeeze the eyes tight shut. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath in through the nose. Every muscle contract and stick your tongue out as you exhale. And then relax. Drop the breath right down. Leave the breath behind. And just for a moment, leave the body behind. Just completely relax. Your whole body relaxed. Your mind free from tension, you lie still. You relax. Okay, start to move your fingers and toes. Just slowly, gently. Well done, everyone. Did really good. Bring your arms over your head. Stretch your arms, your legs out, big stretch. Then bend your knees, hug your knees to your chest. Roll to your right side. Push yourself up to a sitting position. Sit up tall. And close your eyes just for a moment, just to finish. Get the spine up straight. Bring your hands in front of the chest in a prayer position. Remember you practice for, remember the effort is for, or the hard work. It's hard to do that. It's hard to think of other people. And to do that consistently for any length of time. But it's the foundation of, or yoga philosophy that we practice at least, is on how you treat other people. So keep practicing. I'm going to finish with one Om. Take a deep breath. Om. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for practicing. Have a wonderful rest of your day.